You see, although the circumstances that I'm in, or the past decisions I have made, or my upbringing, all of those fundamentally impacted me, but at the end of the day, this quote and this idea taught me that I have some power. I have some say. I can make a difference. I can move forward. I can make a change. I can choose otherwise. In this video, we're going to discuss the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey, which I believe is one of the best leadership books you should read so that you can grow in your ability to lead yourself, lead others, and make an incredible impact without sacrificing health and relationships. Be sure to watch until the end where I will share 2 quotes that transformed my life. If you're new here, my name is Jared, and I'm a high school teacher turned leadership coach. I first came across the 7 habits a few years ago into my coaching journey, and I spent 2 years studying, examining, reading through, and applying this book. It absolutely transformed my professional, marital, parental, relational, personal, all aspects of my life. Soon after I finished the book, I completed 3 7 Habits courses, earned a certification to teach them, and began teaching them in the organization I was with at the time. I have personally witnessed it transforming professional and personal lives of leaders, all the way from CEOs, mid-level managers, to frontline workers in a powerful way. So in this video, we're gonna go over what I believe is one of the best leadership books you should read with 4 key questions. Number 1 is, who is this book for? Number 2 is, what is this book about? Number 3 is, how can it transform your leadership? And number 4, what are some quotes that transformed me? If you'd like to skip forward or rewind, feel free to use the chapter markers I'm including below. The first question we will be asking is, who is this book for? This book is for any single or group of people who, 1, want to transform their leadership, 2, are willing to work hard at their own growth, and 3, they have a layer of patience because they understand that growth takes time. And then number 4 is, this group of people or this leader, they're in a season of their life where they can handle some extra growth and space. It's important to note that you will not enjoy this book if you want immediate results, or if you do not have patience for transformation, or if you're in a season where you're just overwhelmingly busy and stressed. If you've decided that this book is for you, then the next question is, what is this book all about? Before we answer that question, if you're liking this video so far, please hit the like button, as that helps YouTube share this video with others who might benefit from it. So in this section, we are going to be looking at, what is this book all about? This book is about leading yourself first, then leading others in a way that does not sacrifice your well-being and relationship. Although I can and have devoted hours to teaching each of these habits by themselves, this is going to be a really high-level overview about what Dr. Covey, the author of this book, talks about. The first 3 habits are about leading yourself. Habit 1 is called Be Proactive. This is about taking responsibility for your actions and focusing on what you can actually control. Habit number 2 is called Begin with the End in Mind. It's about having a clear vision for where you're going and aligning your actions with that purpose. Habit number 3 is Putting First Things First. This one is about learning to prioritize what truly matters instead of just reacting to what feels urgent. The next 3 habits focus on leading others. Habit number 4 is called Think Win-Win. This is all about creating solutions where everyone benefits rather than thinking in terms of winners and losers. Habit number 5 is Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This means truly listening to others before sharing your own perspective. And habit number 6 is called Synergize. This habit is about working together in a way that combines strengths and creates outcomes better than anyone could achieve alone. And finally, the last habit ties it all together and keeps you and others from burning out. And it's called habit number 7, Sharpen the Saw. This is about regularly renewing yourself, the relationships, and or the systems you utilize so you can stay effective over the long haul. Now that we've answered what is this book about, the real question is, how can this book transform your leadership? But before we jump into that question, I'm curious, have you heard of this book or have you heard of any of these habits? Let me know in the comments below. So in this section, we are going to look at how can it transform your leadership. I have a lot to say about how this book can transform your life, but I want to highlight 3 habits that had a huge impact on me and how they might impact you. For habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. This habit helped me understand the importance of clarity. See, whether in life or in work or any goal, having clarity is essential. For me, it started by sitting down and asking, what do I really want out of this life? Whether it's crafting a long-term vision for your career or setting a clear path for a project, having a destination in mind makes every choice feel purposeful. And you're either going to know if you are on the right path or if you're not. So for me, this meant sitting down and writing my own vision statement for my life in every single aspect, both for my work, for my fatherhood or husbandhood, or every other domain of my life. This brought incredible focus and allowed me to easily say no to what didn't matter and yes to anything that was going to move that needle forward. For you, this habit can bring incredible focus. Imagine knowing exactly where you're headed so that every decision feels intentional and is intentional. This is a habit that reduces stress because you're not guessing. You're guiding your actions with your purpose. Habit number 4 is think win-win. This habit reframed how I approach communication. It taught me to see communication not just as an exchange of information, but as an opportunity to create value for both sides. For example, in a conversation with my supervisors back then, I constantly asked, how can we both feel good about the outcome we're both looking for? What is your win? What is my win? How are we going to get there? What do we need to enable ourselves to get there? When are we going to check in next? What are the consequences of getting to that goal or not getting to that goal? It's not just about being nice. It's about making sure that solutions are both clear, agreed upon, and sustainable. For you, this habit can create better outcomes in your work or personal life. It helps you move away from one-sided thinking, whether it's like, I have to win, or I need to give in and I'll lose, but they can win. See, you're building stronger relationships because people will see that you genuinely care about mutual success. Plus, at the end of it, you'll feel more confident and respected because you're not sacrificing your needs or theirs. You're creating balance. And the third habit that was incredibly transformative for me is habit number 5, which is seek first to understand, then be understood. I did not start practicing this habit at work. I started practicing it at home with my wife and my kids and my friends. And eventually, I brought it into my work life. Although there was a ton of trial and error, I started to listen before I spoke, and I cannot tell you how it fundamentally impacted the relationship I had with my spouse, with my kids, even with myself as I learned to listen to my own needs and thoughts. You see, I realized how often I jump in to fix things or share my perspective before fully even understanding where they were coming from. This then allowed me to hear what they want, either just to simply be heard or to solve the problem, while also communicating everything that I wanted and needed. For you, this habit can transform your relationships on every single level. You see, people feel valued when they're truly heard, and that creates trust. So imagine resolving conflicts faster and with less frustration because you simply took the time to understand the other person's perspective. This habit also boosts your leadership skills because people are naturally drawn to leaders who make them feel seen and understood. I had to eliminate a lot from what I wanted to share because this video would be incredibly long. But the bottom line is that the 7 habits of highly effective people can transform your leadership in every area of your life, from work to home to personal relationships. I've seen it transform the lives of people in a professional and in a personal way. I'm telling you, this book is absolutely worth reading. So with all of that said, what if there were two simple quotes that could completely shift how you think about leadership, success, and the way you show up every day? That's what we're going to get into in the next section. So in this final section, we're going to be answering what are some quotes that transformed my life. The first quote says, "Unless a person can say deeply and honestly, 'I am what I am today because of the choices I made yesterday,' that person cannot say, 'I choose otherwise.'" For me, this quote reminds me that I'm not a victim of my circumstances when I had no control at times, or the past decisions I made when I did have control, or my upbringing, which was really rough. You see, although the circumstances that I'm in, or the past decisions I have made, or my upbringing, all of those fundamentally impacted me, but at the end of the day, this quote and this idea taught me that I have some power, I have some say, I can make a difference, I can move forward, I can make a change, I can choose otherwise. And that was utterly freeing for me because rather than playing the victim, I started to embrace my power. Not all powerfulness, but my limited power to control my own decisions. The second quote that impacted me the most was, "Each day of your life contributes in a meaningful way to the vision you have of your life as a whole." That means that what I'm doing right now, as I'm recording this or as you're listening to this, or what I'm not doing right now, is making an impact on whether or not I'm fulfilling my mission. This very sentence I'm saying right now and you're listening to is either helping me or you become the person you want to be, or it's not. Do you feel the weight of that? What you are doing now is either creating a positive or negative impact of your future. The weight of that truth allowed me to easily say yes or easily say no to a ton of opportunities. And as a result, in general, not perfectly, I am moving towards my life's purpose every single day. And that's what I hope that this book and this video can help you as well. So with all of that said, the aim of this video was to discuss the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey, which I believe is one of the best leadership books you should read as soon as possible so that you can grow in your ability to lead yourself, lead others, and make an incredible impact without sacrificing health and relationships. If you're enjoying this video, you might want to check out this video right over here where I discuss essentialism and why I think it's one of the best productivity books you should read. If it's not up on the screen right now, then that video is not live yet. So be sure to get subscribed and I will see you guys right over here in that video.